We were talking about how to introduce this in the green room, and I think that what we wanted to say was partially that this is the decent version of what happens on Music Row, but better yet, and maybe the non-bullshit version of what happens on Music Row, but to me, even better yet, this is what happens when we're in a community inside the green room, when we get to share new songs and weird things and try weird shit out in front of our friends and families and lovers, and what do you know, here we all are, friends and family and lovers, and if you don't have any friends or family or lovers here, well, pick you one up. They're available at the door. Just having a little trouble with I fell out of a moving van with this guitar. It doesn't stay in tune ever since. Well, we're going to riff on each other. I don't think that we have a set list. And, well, Danny, you had that line about throwing up the pills you've taken. What do you know? Hey, who's all medicated here tonight? A little bit medicated? Okay. All right. Now, I'm not saying that it's a good thing necessarily. It's a complicated thing, but I got medicated for the first time this last year. I started to realize that as the medication wore off, a bunch of bad shit would keep coming back to me. I brought it up in a meeting at one point, and somebody said, "Oh, that happens to me too." And everybody said, "Oh, that happens to me too." And that happens to me too. And apparently, as soon as the medication wears off, you start remembering all the bad shit that you did and why you take the medication in the first place. This is called, this is brand spanking new. Anybody, first people to hear this, this is called When the Pills Wear Off. Oh, Father, forgive me for what I have done. Drove 200 miles for 6 inches of love, and he shined like the neon in the town's only bar. He was slick as the needle and slim as the scar. Oh, I lost friends to heroin and maybe just to loving them, turning off the highway like we couldn't read the signs. Now that I am older and burned a little colder, I know how to read between the lines. But the only time I get these guilty thoughts is when the pills wear off. Yeah, what I call a love affair, they say it was a death of despair. They say I'll get over it, I just need time. But I think Jesus sent an angel and stuck needles in his thigh. And the old freight trains, they whistle and whine, they shake the whole damn house like we did when he's alive. Yeah, I lost friends to heroin, and probably just to loving them. Oh, turning off the highway, oh, we couldn't read the signs. Oh, and now that I am older and burned a little colder, I know how to read between the lines. But the only time I get these guilty thoughts is when the pills wear off. It's what I call a love affair. They say it was a death of despair. Oh, mother, don't ask me the things I have done. It's selfish to fall for yourself in someone. I know that I want him and I always will. I don't think he could have known that it was fentanyl. But the only time I get these guilty thoughts is when the pills wear off. And what I call a love affair, they say it was a death of despair. Yeah, another night of thinking who I lost when the pills wear off. Another night of thinking guilty thoughts when the pills were all